over the years, well, the academy began with the summer program. So we were 6 weeks on a college campus. Then we decided that if we were working with high school kids, maybe it would be advantageous for us to start working with students earlier and just kind of send them to the academy. Plus, it would constitute a kind of a safety net for students. So we decided to start an elementary school program, which is called the Academy Expansion. Students can start at third grade, go through fifth, then graduate from fifth grade, get a shirt, and then move into the middle school program, which is called AAAP, African American Awareness Program. And that
which my sisters are a part of. Sorry,
which your
Doctor.
sisters are a part of.
And
yes.
yours shall be too.
Okay.
But go on.
And so that. And then students would go to the Academy SPS, right? So here's what happened in the Academy SPS high school program. You can probably co-sign this, but we would have students engaged, and then they would go home and they would talk to their parents about what they had learned or what questions had come up or what kind of disputes and discussions we would have. And their parents would kind of say humana humana. Parents would not know. So I really thought it would be a good idea to have a program that reached into the community so that we could educate community members, not necessarily just students' parents, but certainly those people included. And so we started maybe 6 years ago the Community Critical Conversations program, which Betty Daniels is at the forefront of.
Yeah. Rock star. I started with Critical Conversations as a participant, just a person who arrives in the Zoom room and listen and that type of thing. And there was a lady that was there before doing research and writing for Critical Conversations. It's a really essential program to have in the community because you do have people who do not know a lot about African American history. Our participation, our contributions, and everything else that we have lent to a nation in its wealth and its richness of culture. So in Critical Conversations, one participant sent me an email that said that he felt very safe, that he felt it was a place where he could come to be, especially experiencing what we are experiencing currently now in the politics of the nation. And that is really good to hear. We choose a lot of different topics. We've covered the Harlem Renaissance. We've covered the 60s children. Wonderful authors and writers, James Baldwin, Toni Morrison, Sonia Sanchez. Just a lot of information that people just do not have, as well as making sure that they understand the transition of African American culture. And as we move forward from our beginning until now, all of those writers and painters and artists and musicians who are storytellers of our story. And that's really essential because in public schools, we don't often get that type of information. A lot of things missing unless you're going to go to college and take African American studies. Then you're going to learn more and more and more. And
they've just cut that out.
Absolutely.
They have just cut
Absolutely.
that out.
So what you do is you give a community information to have them entertain and even consider and then learn and know not all that was written about African Americans is true. So the narrative changes when you've got African Americans coming to the community and saying, we want to share these things with you. We want to help you understand that we are a part of this community and what we have given to this community. One of the things I keep coming back to, and Dr. White knows this as well, is this word called beloved. A beloved community. A beloved community is a community that also is going to teach its community of the things that they are not familiar with, to really help them celebrate who not only we are, but to celebrate the fact that they're in the room with us, to really learn, to really embrace in a different way. Again, when you've got narratives and media that has given a lot of bad information, stereotypes, stigmas, etc., and so forth about a group of individuals who has made a great contribution to the nation. We are one of the most duplicated cultures in the world. The way we dress, the way we talk, the way we dance, the way we speak, just the natural rhythm of who we are. Critical Conversations is a wonderful place because we now have made really wonderful friendships with the community that doesn't look like us either, which is very helpful. We cover a lot of material. Our recent one was African American women and that conversation. And those are not had in a more intimate way. And so we had women on the panel who shared their concerns, Black women's concerns about their children and the movement inside of a society that is not very friendly to them. So Critical Conversations is my home. The Academy is my home. And those who participate, the participants are also now a part of my beloved community. So it's been wonderful. I'm learning so much of the things that I did not know either. And it just gives me great joy. It just gives me a lot of joy.